Hello guys, hope you're all having a great day. I've gotten a lot of requests to talk about this guy, and even though he's a vile man, he's actually a pretty interesting character and contributes quite a lot to the plot itself. The Shinobi of Darkness, Danzo. Now, something that I found to be pretty interesting is that Danzo is introduced pretty late into the story, around chapter 283. And what's even more strange is that the two elders that he's always with, Koharu and Hamura, are introduced much earlier than him, around chapter 93. Which leads me to believe that Danzo himself is a retcon, as in, he wasn't initially planned as a character and was introduced to the story much later on. In today's video, I'll be testing this theory by going over the storyline before he's introduced to try to determine if there was any mention of his character before his actual appearance. And I'll also get into a little theory of mine about how his character came to be. Now let me start this off by saying that there's a multitude of characters in Naruto that are alluded to or briefly hinted at before they make their debut. Mostly the Uchiha. Itachi is alluded to from the beginning of the series, and he's even mentioned by Orochimaru to Sasuke in the Forest of Death. It's the same with Obito, who was actually briefly shown in the Team Minato frame that Kakashi has as far back as chapter 16. He's also mentioned twice before the Kakashi Gaiden chapters, once in the third Hokage's funeral and once by Asuma. And Madara himself appears as a statue as far back as the final valley battle between Naruto and Sasuke. So there's plenty of characters that get foreshadowed before making their first appearance. Danzo is not one of these characters. He doesn't make an appearance when the third Hokage is running a meeting to discuss the potential threat of Orochimaru. He's also absent for the Konoha Crush arc, where the Hidden Sand and Sound join forces to attack the Hidden Leaf, and the Foundation is nowhere to be seen during the invasion. Now you might say, oh well, Danzo was conspiring with Orochimaru, which is why Danzo wasn't present, and based on the fact that his cowardly ass didn't do anything during the Pain invasion either, then that could explain his absence. Doesn't allude to Danzo not having been thought of yet. And to that I'll say, fair enough, Danzo could have just been hiding in the sewers like the rat he is. But what if I told you that I'm not done? There's another scene that occurs after the Konoha Crush that really makes it seem like Danzo hadn't been thought of just yet. After the death of the third Hokage, the Leaf's elders approached Jiraiya and asked that he fill in Hiruzen's shoes and become the fifth Hokage. They go as far as to say that no one else would be qualified for the position, and their need for a new Hokage is so dire that Jiraiya goes on a mission to find Tsunade, who's been MIA for quite some time. Considering Danzo's only aspiration was to become the Hokage, and that the elders are always portrayed to be in his pocket and back him up on every decision, it wouldn't make sense for him to not seize that opportunity and try to snatch the title of Hokage, especially if the Leaf was that desperate for one. Maybe you could claim that the elders didn't think he was eligible, but based on how they advocate for him to become Hokage after Tsunade is in a coma, I don't know, man. There's literally nothing to allude to or foreshadow Danzo before his appearance. Now I actually have a theory as to where Danzo originated from. I'll get to it in a bit, so bear with me. Danzo's probably the most hated character, and for good reason, as most of the times he's kind of the scapegoat for a lot of the bad things that happen in the series. He's conspired with Orochimaru when Orochimaru was kidnapping children from the Leaf. He's also conspired with Hanzo and influenced him to attack the Akatsuki leader Yahiko, which led Nagato down a dark path. He's also the reason Kabuto turned evil, as he's planned of disposing of both Kabuto and his foster mom. And even after the village was under assault from the Akatsuki, he ordered his men to hide and remain in the shadows, intentionally letting the Leaf get destroyed just so that he can pick it back up and become the Hokage himself. But the one main catastrophe that he was involved in and pretty much caused was the Uchiha clan massacre. He's the one that gave the order and kinda backed Itachi into a corner. He even stole Shisui's eye, preventing Shisui from attempting to stop the coup in a peaceful manner. So no wonder people don't like Danzo. The only person arguably worse than him was maybe Zetsu. Now, before Danzo was revealed and the truth about Itachi was still a mystery, Itachi was the bad guy, tormented Sasuke, and killed his entire clan. Like, how can you even explain someone killing his entire clan just for power? Well, that's where Danzo comes in. Danzo is a pretty important plot device, as he was basically the scapegoat for most of the misfortune that surrounded the Naruto world. There was simply no way to redeem Itachi for what he'd done, and so Danzo was born. A petty, cowardly man that had no sympathy or regard for others, and that was deluded enough to believe that all the atrocities he's committed were somehow for the good of the village. I'm not gonna help against the Akatsuki invasion, since Tsunade can heal most of the populace, so the people won't die, but the village will suffer great damage. Tsunade will be deposed of the title Hokage, and I will get that title, and I'm what's best for the village. And all the atrocities started with one, the Uchiha clan massacre. Now, you might think that I'm exaggerating, and maybe there's more to Danzo's character than that, but I want you to look at this. Remember that theory I was talking about where Danzo's character originated from? This is Kishimoto's initial design of Itachi Uchiha. Looks nothing like his character now, but look at his chin. Does it look familiar? He kinda looks like if you mix two characters together. Perhaps Kishimoto thought of Danzo once he decided to change Itachi's design and split the evil of his character into a whole separate character. I think Danzo plays a pivotal role and provides the story with a lot of necessary conflict. He's like the least character you're rooting for, like literally the character responsible for pretty much everything that's bad in the Naruto world. He's actually the one that leaked that Naruto was a Jinchuriki to the citizens of the Leaf, which led to his discrimination. God damn, whenever something was wrong, you knew it was Danzo's fault. The story would be extremely different without him. I hope this video has explained the retcon aspect, and I want to know what you guys think of this little theory of mine about where Danzo's character originated from. And remember, if something in your life's not going well, then maybe you have a Danzo in your life too, and maybe you should hunt him down and kick his ass. Peace out.